Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. They clean up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show, the Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
What's up, DAFS punks? We are back. I am Fuzemania from Cincinnati, Ohio, and this is
Drew Pierce from Long Beach, California.
And today we are going to talk. We're going to talk weddings today, and we're going to talk about a few things that have come across us this week, and that we just kind of wanted to address and talk about. And first things first, we're going to get started. First things first, our main thing that we want to talk about is noise ordinance at venues. Now, Drew,
this is something that has been I've dealt with a bunch, and I just had a client hit me up about a wedding that they have, and they wanted me to quote it out, and the first thing they brought up was noise ordinances, and I had to politely turn it down. If they're bringing it up, I already know it's going to be bad, because a lot of these venues try to just skirt it out but when it's really bad, they make the client sign papers. They make sure that they tell the vendors and all the things. So I just find that go ahead.
I was going to say, I've got a wedding coming up. It's a friend of mine. I'm doing it for a friend. It's at a venue outside of downtown, and our interstate that loops the city. So it's a little further out from downtown. It's at a place that makes the flowers. So it's like a barn type venue. They have flowers on site. They have the spot that's really cool for the ceremony. However, leading up to I went out, because I have never been to this venue. I went out and met with my friend and his fiance that they're both getting married there. We did a little venue tour, but it was just me and the bride and groom, and we got to talking. I looked up the thing that the venue coordinator sent over for me to sign, and it says that the decibel level should not be above 80 decibels the entire night. But here's the thing, they haven't told either of them about that. So
you catch this, but have they already signed the papers? Or
everything's happening there, but I felt it was up to me. If they're going to be coming to me saying you have to turn it down, at least now I've told them, hey, this is in this contract that they're making me sign. I feel like they're going through with it at this point either way. But if that is going to be the case, I find it to be really shady that the venue hasn't even brought it to the bride and groom's attention there. It could be just one of those things too, where it's it's gonna be fine, but we put this in here in case it's getting way out of hand.
Yes, possibly, but
right.
I know at one point, and this is more like 5 years ago, I think a lot of these have been weeded out, but people were trying to make money because they saw the money bank that is a wedding,
right?
And they're like, well, let's just have weddings here, and it's at a house or a barn, like you're saying, and the neighbors are like, yo, we're not having parties every fucking weekend. It's just not a thing. It's not going to happen. And so the bottom line of all of these is they're not venues. They should not be hosting events. If you can't do this, if you can't play it, then you should not be hosting events.
Right. 80 decibels is so we have a decibel meter in Fishbowl, and 80 decibels is background music with people talking. That's without a DJ on, when I walk into Fishbowl and I look up, it'll be 80 decibels in there.
I did a wedding in Palm Desert, Palm Springs. It's out here. And it was a house. It's a really nice venue, super really nice. But again, it's just a house that they converted. And they did tell me about it, but I didn't think much about it. It was for a friend. And so I got stuck into it. Well, my friend was marrying someone in Adam Carolla's team, is his assistant, and so Adam Carolla was going to be there, and a bunch of celebrities were going to be there, and it sucked because I'm not kidding you. I would get on the mic and be like, all right, everybody, and the lady would come up and stand right next to me and go, shh. I'm like, I'm on the fucking mic. What do you mean you're telling me to quiet down? You're making it worse,
Right.
Or they had an area for the cocktail, and I put the speaker, and I'm like, is everything good? And then they're like, yeah, it's good. And then it would spike just a little bit, but the spike was from everyone talking, right? It wasn't my music. And they're like, go turn it down. It's like, now you're overreacting. And at that point, I was just like, I don't give a fuck. You know, I never plan on being here again. I don't care if you ban me because you shouldn't be doing events.
Right. Yeah. And my thing is like, it's for a friend of mine. So I felt the need to be like, yo, man, like this is in this. You need to know about this. Like, and also it's like a bad look for the DJ as well in terms of like, the guests don't know that that's going on. The guests don't know that you have to keep the volume to a whisper, you know?
How did your friend react to it?
He said something like, I haven't been told anything about that, but he said something, and he was just being funny. He was like, if I have to get nasty with somebody on the wedding day, I will.
You said a very good point, and this is really where I stand with it, is why I started turning down these kind of weddings.
Right.
And why I'll do a little bit more research on any wedding that I take is the simple fact of it makes us look bad. No one realizes what you're up against. No one. Right. And so now it's just all on you, and everyone wants you to turn it up, and it's ruining the party, and you just look bad. So there's no songs that you could play at whisper level that are going to get maybe the whisper song from Yang Yang.
Right.
But there's nothing that's going to get anybody popping at whisper level. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it just kills the vibe, you know, and I just agree that the venues that are taking, the places that are doing these weddings that have that kind of stuff shouldn't be doing them. I agree 100% with you. And the thing is, moving forward, you know, depending on how that wedding goes and everything goes there, like you said, it's like, if that is the case, then I won't be doing another event there, you know?
I've already started a mental blacklist places of venues that I'll never go again. Like if someone mentions a place, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't DJ there. And you don't want to bash it to the couple who's already booked,
right?
You know, but somehow you have to tell them what's going on, because it does just make us look bad. And I've been since I've been put in these scenarios multiple times, I've started doing my due diligence to venues and even seeing if I'm going to book something, or, you know, just being ahead of it so I never get stuck in that situation again.
Yeah, so it's like, are you going to get on the mic and be like, yo, ladies and gentlemen, just want to let you know the venue has a decibel limit of 80 decibels and they're asking me to turn it down. Sorry.
You're already louder. You're already louder than what the 80 decibels is. 80 decibels is people talking. It's
I know.
It's rude. It's unacceptable. It's just a money grab, and you're fucking up somebody's day because you're trying to grab money, dude. So
I agree.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I don't even how you could even say the term party in decibel like 80 decibels in the same sentence, you know? Like concert level can be up to like 115 decibels, and that's screaming loud. When we're at Fishbowl and Fishbowl's at its peak, it fluctuates between 100 and 105 decibels. And that's when you're out on the floor, that's loud. But like, even like when I first start DJing, when I like switch it over, it's louder than 80 decibels most of the time. It's like 80 to 85. And then as the room fills in and it gets going, then it goes up to like 100, 105, like I said. So
there's solutions to these kind of problems, because I have seen them, right?
Mhm.
There's you could do the silent disco, right?
Okay.
You could move inside during dancing. I've also seen venues that actually have built-in speakers, so it's a smaller, but it's all around the whole area for dinner and everything. So it sounds more stereo when you're inside of it. So almost adding speakers helps decrease the volume. That's a way to do it. But ultimately, I've just stopped taking them.
Yeah.
If they come at me right away with it, it's just, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And I'm fortunate enough to be a little bit more picky, but I'd almost want to put it into my my contract that I could back out of the wedding if that were to come up, right? You got thrown into that after, but I almost want to put it in my contract that if this were to come up, I can't do this wedding.
Yeah, I think it definitely should be like, if DJs, if like you have something that goes out, you know, as a part of like your multi-op or whatever, I definitely think that there should be a question in there. Does your venue have a noise ordinance, you know, because it's an important thing. And we haven't really talked about that ever on this show. And I'm glad we're kind of bringing it up now, because like I said, and like you've said, it really just ends up making you look bad because the guests just have no idea what's going on at that point.
Yeah. And then you're frustrated too because the venue they're worried they're going to lose their license, but then you're subcontracted for the day. Like you don't really care about their license, you know?
Right. And at the end of the day, I want to do a good job for what I'm getting paid to do. And if it's not a party, if I go into an event and I feel like I could have done more, it makes me feel bad.
Yeah. I think weddings have gotten more and more out of hand. And this is just one of the main things that I've really started watching, especially like if it's a backyard wedding. I just had one recently and it went to 11. I said, I'm ending, at 11. No, even if you guys pay me, I don't want to stay longer because then they turn it really low. The cops are there. All of these different
Right.
scenarios keep happening, right?
You're like, I'm not in college
And
anymore. I don't need the cops to shut down my parties.
I'm gonna take your speakers, DJ. If you turn it up again, I'm like, I want to turn it off now.
Yeah. You're like, actually, I'm leaving. Perfect. Thank you for showing up.
So here's some more. So we're talking weddings today, and this is that's a big one, and it's something that as you guys are booking weddings and you're thinking about weddings, you need to have your musts and your do nots and just the things that you can do to make you look the best you possibly can. Another thing that I have as a major issue is just missing tables. What do you take that? Is this something that you're gonna do? I just refuse. I say sorry, I don't do that. And the coordinator can hate me. I don't really care. This is another thing that I discuss with my couples in the planning meeting is I don't do that.
Right.
I won't announce it on the mic. I will go to the tables if I have to. But
if I have to, that's what I'll do too.
But I try and make it known to the couple that, hey, you want me to do my job or do you want me to be your coordinator? Like the coordinator should be doing it.
Like, do you want me standing there DJing or do you want me walking around telling tables they can get their food from the buffet? Like, what?
And calling out every DJ that just says, well, I like to go and introduce myself. Stop. You don't need to go over to introduce yourself and ask them what their requests are.
You're not Bob Barker. Chill. Like they don't need to know who you are. You're there to perform a service at one point. Like, right. Yes, you matter, but only to a certain degree. Like you're not a hard ticket seller at the wedding.
Take it back.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? Tiesto doesn't get on, go around and handshake everybody and say, what's your
just so you know, you guys paid for the VIP experience, and I'm here to let you know, one, that I'm here to say hi to you, and two, it's your time for the buffet.
Make sure you bring your plates with you. You're not going to want to miss this song that's coming up next.
Yeah. Man, like, oh God, it's just so bad thinking about that. And like thinking about some guy dressed up. Is your night going? If there's something that I can do for you to make your night better, you let me know. And it's like, do you actually mean that? Because
yes, Aunt Karen, I can't wait to play that random fucking request.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know is already bad.
No, get out of here with that. I don't want to say. I tried to not be disingenuous ever, and that would be very disingenuous of me going to tables, making that kind of small talk just to make myself look better.
Well, I mean, I got into it with a coordinator one time. This was, again, a noise ordinance place. So I already know this place is red flagged as can be. But the coordinator was, I mean, this place was brand new. And so the coordinator claimed she knew what she was doing, but she didn't. She wanted me to go release tables. And I'm like, well, you have 5 people here. What are those 5 people doing? Can't one of your assistants do it? Why am I doing it?
Right.
And I already talked to the couple. I'm not doing it on the mic because we're not in kindergarten here. I'm like, if you really need help, I'll go around, but this should be the time I'm working, and this should be the time you or your 5 people are doing something.
Right. Nothing says classy event like table 3. It's your time for the buffet.
Oh, man. And I guess me and you are a little bit more picky when it comes to requests. I don't mind requests,
Sure.
I'll listen to every request, but I'm not trying to go around and hear 200 people's fucking random picks when I've already talked to the bride and groom and I know what they want. So now all of a sudden, and I don't know if you do this, but it's just that personal connection. Like once someone makes that personal connection with you, they think that you're their best friend. And so now they can come up to you and now you feel guilty and you feel bad saying it to them. So you're bringing all this extra dynamic into something that doesn't need to be brought into. That's me. That's why I wear a hat half the time. And just like anytime someone tries to look over my way, I'm just head down. Sorry, I didn't see you. I didn't see your phone flashing around as you're running around the whole thing, making a scene about yourself.
Yeah. And, you know, it's just, like I said, at the end of the day, it's not classy to be announcing the stuff like that. That can be like things, it's just something chalked up that doesn't need to be announced over the microphone.
I'm my solution for this, always talk about it on the call. I make sure when it comes up, I ask if it's served or if it's dinner. Second, if they say it's served or if it's buffet. If they say it's buffet, I make sure to tell them I will not be announcing, and they have to have their coordinator do it and bring it up to their coordinator, because I put it on their plate so that I don't have to look like the bad guy anymore. I just make it a thing right away.
Right. No, it's a great idea. It's great to have those things and those conversations first.
My next thing for weddings is, how do you feel about sitting down as a DJ while you're DJing at a wedding?
Well, unless you got like a boot on your foot or an excuse to be sitting down, you better be
Sure.
standing up.
Even then,
Nothing-
you should have like a tall stool where it almost
Right.
looks like you're standing, right?
Right. And it's like nothing says I'm here to rock the party like somebody's sitting down. Like you're gonna
I
have
once was at a wedding venue, you know, where they have like 4 or 5 going on. And I walked next door to see the guy, and this guy is just sitting, belly hanging out, with his laptop and his mouse, and he's just like on the mouse, and then he had a boom mic, and he was just yelling shit over the mic as he's like clicking and changing shit on the thing. And I'm like, this.
Tell
is
me
just
it was in a
so
folding
bad.
chair too. Like a folding, like a
It was
like
so
a
long ago, I
lawn, like a
remember.
lawn chair, like that he would take to a soccer game.
So bad. It's just you got to get used to standing. Get some good shoes. Get one of the foot mats, right?
Dude, the
Solution
foot
foot
mat.
mat.
Get a foot mat, get a nice pair of like 𝐃𝐨 dress shoes if you wear dress shoes. You know, if you're suiting it up and some people wear really nice like the gym shoes that are like the casual shoes now. There's so many different options to being comfortable while standing now that you don't have to sit down.
Should never be sitting down. Never be sitting down.
What if we're still doing this when we're 85? We're going to be like, hey, remember that time we said we shouldn't sit down?
No, that's when 𝐟𝐸⁸ out there, and he's headlining for us.
Oh,
And
𝐟𝐸⁸.
we are sitting down in the back, but 𝐟𝐸⁸'s fucking like putting his hands up.
Well, I'm gonna have to do a lot of gigs to afford a 𝐟𝐸⁸ because I think they said the Tesla bots are gonna start at like $30K. So
Not when you're 85, you'll be rich.
I'm gonna have to take out a 6-year car loan with a 9% APR to afford a Tesla bot, and it's just gonna be able to like shake my hand, the first gen ones.
Well, that's some of our main topics, some of our hot takes on the weddings right now. It's just a couple things that I've seen over the internet. You know, it's if you address it up front, you won't get stuck in those scenarios. That's really what it comes down to, is we are the talent. You guys have to realize we're the talent. I know sometimes when you're desperate for the gig, it's hard to, say no to money. But if you get put in the wrong scenarios, it's just going to make you look bad. And over time, it's going to end up hurting your business. So
Yeah.
do the upfront work, put different things in your notes of stuff to look over and red flags to catch, and just don't take those gigs.
With that being said, if you don't take a gig at the beginning because of those kinds of things, it's perfectly fine. But I do believe that like once you get to the gig and you're like locked in with the couple, it's your job to, at that point, make things as seamless as possible and like the night go well. But you have to be upfront with that kind of stuff. You have to be.
Yes. Yep. All right. That was awesome. Now we're moving into our what if segment. Highly successful, highly popular what if segment. Play the video.
It's now time for the What If segment of the show. Buckle your seats for a wild ride. Who knows what questions will come first and what scenarios the boys will have to answer.
All right.
Go
ahead.
There's our $1 million video for you guys. All right, you got what ifs for me today?
All right. You want to read them to me, or am I going?
You can read them again. You can read them.
All right.
This time.
What if the couple asks you to just quote unquote read the crowd? Right. Here's another wedding one. The couple says read the crowd, but the crowd is their kids and just grandparents and old parents.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I've actually done a wedding like that where basically the wedding party was the only young people there and the rest were like 60 plus. And it goes back onto like talking with the, with the couple ahead of time. And if they're telling you to read the crowd, then at that point I am going to read the crowd and play to the older people and make it fun. I'll probably still sneak in some newer stuff too, but in a way that's way more digestible for everybody that's there. And those are always tough. I mean, we all get weddings that aren't, tens all the time, and sometimes it's just a job and sometimes you have great nights, and just being prepared for those kinds of situations. But also a lot of that, can be asked, what's going to be the age group of, the wedding, all the invites? Are you guys having, a big bridal party? Those can be even on initial calls. Like, what are your thoughts?
On my planning sheet, it has the demographic. It also, on my call, I have notes. On my call, I have a pre-made note, and I retype out the coordinator's timeline, and I walk through every single part. And in my timeline, as I do it, I have red flag notes. And so that's one of the red flag notes is, what is the demographic? If all of their requests are EDM, and I'm like, how many people there like EDM? Because a lot of times they might have went to the festival with 3 of their friends and they just think everyone's going to like it. But, half of them don't like that shit, or
Right.
most of them don't like that shit. So, people are clueless. You got to try and guide them correctly. All right, the next one. The dance floor is empty, but the bar is packed. Do you stress out? Do you worry? What do you do? Do you go lead a cha-cha slide? What do you
it depends. If my card is on the line for that bar, yes, I'm stressing out because I don't want to pay for all those drinks.
Now, wait, I want to actually even throw a curveball into this, right?
Mhm.
Because I think this is something that real wedding DJs deal with. The bar is in a different room.
That's a recipe for a disaster of a party right there.
Or outside.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If the bar isn't in the same room, people will gravitate to where the bar is. Now, you can do your part as the bride and groom to stay on the dance floor, because if you guys are on the dance floor, everybody will stay on the dance floor. And then also, if the venue's good and like the captain of the event, once the dance party starts, the good ones will come up to the bride and groom just asking, do you need drinks? Do you need drinks? And they will bring you drinks the entire time, and you won't ever have to go to the bar.
Coordinators.
The coordinators as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had these scenarios so many times where the bar's in the other room, and it's also one of those red flag questions I have on my sheet to ask. And every now and then I'll try and push them to get it into it if it's like they're really worried about dancing. I also do push the make sure you're on the dance floor bit. But it's like any house party. Everyone hangs out in the kitchen, right? Or the smokers are in the back, but most people the party's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So wherever the bar's at is where everyone's going to go.
Totally. 100%.
Yeah. So are you leading line dances? This is the question though. Well, this is the what if. Are you leading line dances? Are you getting glow sticks out? Are you trying to do a conga line to bring everybody back? What are you doing?
I think it's important to remember that if we're at a bar in this situation, if I'm at a bar and the bar is full, that's a good thing. If I'm at a wedding, and everybody's at the bar, it's a whole different story. I mean, you just got to be switching it up. If the couple's not out there, I'd probably play a slow song or do something just to draw people back, Again, it happens sometimes. You can't make non-dancers dance. So if you get a wedding full of non-dancers, you can only do so much. You're not going to get everybody out there always. There's going to be somebody that's going to come in and say, I never not have people dance at my weddings. But
well, I always say this on the call because not so much now because I'm a lot more choosy with the weddings I get. But at one point, when people were interviewing 10 different DJs and I was in a lower tier price point, people would be like, well, how do you make everyone dance? Or what happens if nobody's dancing? And, I run them the scenarios, make sure you're on the dance floor, do this. You can play a slow dance, you play this. Ultimately, it comes down to your people. I said, I can only do so much. I'm not a clown. I'm not going to get out there and, blow up animal balloons. It's your people. Like, what do you want me to do? And invite dancers? You want to pay for guest dancers to come and hype like a bar mitzvah?
It's me in a belly shirt. This is my dancer.
Yeah. I just find it as the red flag. I don't know. That's the way I'm not taking.
Totally.
But all right, next one. the event has 0 lighting and you didn't bring any, or you weren't, subcontracted to bring any.
Mhm.
Do you just play in the dark all night? Do you bring a couple extra ones just in case?
I
Yeah.
I don't like doing anything unless I'm getting paid for it. So the answer is I'm gonna probably not. It has to be like real bad to where I can't see. But also that's on the venue a little bit. But in the sense of too, usually I keep like a couple up lights in the car or something that if like I need, I have. And that just goes back to like the Boy Scout mentality of like always being prepared, like again, I'm not going
So,
to throw out freebies, but
well, what I'll say is I disagree with you a little bit. I don't even. Yes, they should have thought about some kind of lighting. That I've changed my pricing point to where it always includes dance lighting. Just even if I'm talking about bringing a 4 bag of up lights where I throw them around, just because I've been in the scenarios when it's all dark and it just makes you look bad. Any kind of lighting will help your party and help your dance floor. Just any,
I agree.
and it
Like
looks
I
better
said,
in pictures too.
yeah, I agree with all that stuff. I think if you explain it too in the call, like, hey, like this is something that you got to do or essentially pay for, again, I think there are situations that do make exceptions, but for the most part, the
I
lighting
always
always
try
helps.
and sell it. I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
always try and sell it first. It's always try to be sold. Okay. And then if they don't go for it, unless they specifically say, well, we have string lights and we like the outside look of how it looks pretty, then cool. I won't add anything.
Right.
Otherwise, I will always throw around a pack of, 4 to 8 lights and just put them up lights and just put
There you
them
go,
around the
folks.
room and
You
turn
heard
them
it
on.
here first. All you have to say is no to Drew on a cell, and he'll bring
Dude,
the free ones.
it's a must. It's not even an option anymore. Always we'll
All right.
throw in a couple.
So here's our first question of the day back to you guys. What do you guys do? Are you guys bringing the lights for free? Are you making them pay? Are you not setting up anything? I'm curious to know what others are going to say about this.
Yep.
That's a good one. So what if guys, what if you're put in that situation?
All right, here's another what if a massive storm rolls through and you're halfway through your set. This is a wedding scenario. A massive
Okay.
storm comes through. You're in a tent. You're outside. Maybe the tent doesn't have sidewalls. What do? Are you looking at? You're in an area where this happens.
I am.
I'm not. Freak of natures don't happen. We're pretty sure when rain's coming.
So shout out to my buddy JU. He was just down at a wedding in Kentucky. It was outside, and he went above and beyond, and they moved the party inside, and it started pouring. Everything was fine. He managed to get it all inside. I do think in that situation, you kind of have to roll with the punches a little bit. Again, it should be talked about if on the planning calls, if there is a rain, like, hey, look, if it looks like rain, I cannot set up all this,
You know that, and I've done weddings in Florida, and that bride, she gives no fucks. She wants that wedding outside.
I know. It happened with mine. Sorry, Demand.
Yeah. Oh, I was up there with trash bags trying to protect Demand. No, take me instead.
But you just have to roll with the punch. It's just one of those things. And, hopefully you get that 5-star review after it for being a good team player. And, that's the kind of things that people remember. People talk about our wedding. They talk about how great the DJ was and how he kept the party going in the rain and all that stuff. And that's the kind of stuff that makes you look above and beyond,
Okay, so here's this doesn't exist, but if you guys like it, then we're branding it and we're throwing it in the DAFS store. The DAFS rain kit. Okay, branded punks or branded DAFS rain kit, and it's a bag and it has a tarp, right?
Uh-huh.
It has trash bags. It has maybe an umbrella, just things that you could go throw on top of the speaker. Okay. And then tarp you could pull on top of your laptop and the controller to get through and to be able to move your stuff. But this is the emergency DAFS rain kit that I think everyone should have. Really, real talk.
That's not. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, man, I should be having some stuff like that. But it's like our idea of the. Like those little water animals, when you put in the bathtub when you were a kid and they were like pills and they expanded.
Yeah.
We were talking about doing that, but for underwear. You shit your pants at a wedding. All you got to do is throw one of those in the sink.
You got wet underwear? Trying to wring it out?
Maybe
I
it's
actually
just
think,
like
though,
wet wipes. You know, they're compact wipes.
oh my God. I actually really think the DAFS emergency rain kit, and we're branding it. We're going to throw it in the store. I think it's the move with a tarp, a backpack. It's going to have things for the speakers, right?
Yeah, maybe
If
we'll
you-
talk to our friend Joe Bunn, and he can manufacture it, but he's got to put our name on it.
No, this is, I'm sorry, Joe, you're not getting a piece of this. This is 100% the DAFS. You're getting cut out of that one. Sorry, Papa. This is 100% DAFS manufactured. So throw in the comments what you want to see added to it, and we're going to throw it up on the store. It's going to be a bag. It's going to have a tarp. It's going to have some speaker covers.
It's
Think
going to
of
be like
something else.
a grocery store bag, though. Like, it's not going to be nice, guys. It's going to be custom made by Drew. We're going to make them. We're going to stuff these kits this week at his house.
All paid for by 𝐿𝐴𝐾𝐿 coins.
We'll make a whole documentary on the making of these kits.
All right. Well, that's all we got for the what ifs. Great segment. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like that one too.
And look for that coming soon. Look for the rain kit coming soon. So if you want anything added to it, any of you people in these, rainy areas, Seattle's or whatever, make sure you throw it in the comments and let us know what we need to add to it before it goes up on the store.
All right. I want to talk real quick before we get into this next segment. If you guys haven't signed up yet for the Patreon, make sure you sign up for our Patreon. It's $9.99 a month. Each week we add new stuff. There's been a lot of edits on there. Drew's uploaded videos of like how to. We might be doing a new how to Q point video soon, and it might go up on Patreon first for a while. So you'll be seeing that soon. If you haven't signed up, it's $9.99 a month. You help us out. We are for 50 cents a day or whatever it is, that equals $9.99.
Yep. It helps pay for a bunch of things. Fuse is coming out, and we're gonna be doing some live recordings and whatnot. So definitely helps the show. So sign up, and then also our sponsor that's going to lead into the next segment is Direct Music Service, DMS, directmusicservice.com. Sign up for there. Use the promo code if you're not already a member it's the Drew and Fuse show. If you're not already a member, for 30% off your first month. Yeah, it's a fantastic pool. I think there's a ton of dope shit on there right now. So
there's a ton of awesome content and lots of exclusive editors. And then today we're just gonna discuss some of our top picks. Drew and I have gone through the site. We're always looking at the site, so we just wanted to highlight some stuff that we liked that's up this week.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the DMS, directmusicservice.com picks of the week. Drew and Fuse, hit up with your top picks.
all right, go. I'll go first. This one is by, so my two big sing-alongs I play almost every weekend, Katy Perry Firework and Zed Clarity. If Firework's really going, I'll let it play a little bit longer, but I typically play it pretty quick. And then same goes with Clarity. I play hook and drop, move it along.
Right.
They're massive, but they're kind of played out, but it's definitely a good, spark of energy when you need it. So Matthew Topper did a blend of Firework over the Clarity beat. So I'd probably, drop Clarity first, drop, and then follow it up with this instead of letting the verse go into Clarity. Follow it up with the Firework, get that extra boom, unintended from Firework. And yeah, so shout out Matthew Topper, Katy Perry versus Zed, Firework versus Clarity. Matthew Topper bootleg.
Awesome. I liked that one too. Yep, Matthew Topper. I picked one of his. Haven't made the edit yet, but I really liked this idea. He's got Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles over top of No Broke Boys. It's the Matthew Topper and Brandon Wade bootleg that's on DMS. I really, really like this idea, and I'm gonna edit it. For me personally, I like the 1,000 Miles, like kind of surprise at that tempo, and it sounded really good. So that's my pick as well. So shout out Matthew Topper.
Yeah. Keeping it going. This song's big right now. Pink Pantheress, Illegal, and Burnout did a remix, and I really like the remix. Yeah, there it is. Not much to say about it. It's a big
Yeah.
track.
We are big fans of Burnout on the show. You guys probably have heard us mention that a ton before. My next pick is Propa, his remix of ASAP Ferg Work. So if you search Propa and Work on the site, PROPPA Work, it's ASAP Ferg Work, and I really, really like this remix. There are cleans and dirties on the site. I made a little personal edits that I've been playing, and I love it. Been working for me great.
This is something that I could see playing for Cocktail. This next one is something I could see just, Cocktail, say a corporate lounge. So I do a lot of day parties, something like that. So Coldplay Clocks, it's the 𝐟𝐸𝐽 Disco House remix. Just a new take on it. Something familiar, but keeps the vibe.
I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, something I'm throwing in there for that. But that's how I would play it. Corporate, cocktail hours, day party vibes.
Awesome. My next,
And I have,
go ahead.
Oh, I have honorable mentions if you didn't have any, but go ahead. Did you have
I got
something else?
one more.
Okay.
My last pick is Coolio Gangsta's Paradise, the Wooderson remix. I really like this remix. I think it's got the cool, like, side chainy sound to the vocal and the drop, which is kind of trendy right now. So I think it's just a really, like, current sounding remix. It's a banger.
Didn't I want to say Beat Source did a whole like thing with this, the Gangsta's Paradise. So there's probably a ton of remixes out of that. I don't know if it ended already, but they had a whole going on thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways,
Hit us with your honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. I do a lot of clubs right now. And a lot of the house I'm playing. The new Mau P Tesla banger. Disclosure and Anderson .Paak, No Cap. Love it. I just love Anderson .Paak and its Disclosure. Fisher, Blackberries. It's another one that's, Fisher. Any Fisher's just trends right away. And then here's another Matthew Topper one. This is a couple months back, but Rihanna versus Tiesto and Odd Mob. Rude Boy versus Won't Be Possible. I play that Won't Be Possible every week. I love it, but this is a cool flip. So that's my honorable mentions.
Nice. That wraps up our DMS picks of the week. And once again, if you guys haven't signed up, make sure you go sign up for DMS.
All right. That's it. It's a short one. Fuse is currently here in town. This was recorded prior. And so hopefully you came and saw us right before he leaves. The show comes out before he leaves. So you can come see us or possibly meet up with us the last day. Maybe. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But it was fun. And we're going to be talking about the scam party. And we're going to definitely have a vlog drop in here soon. So stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in and comment below about your stuff you want in the rain pack and what you feel about your weddings, and then sign up for the Patreon. Hit it.
Yep. See ya.